Alright, call hello, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone of Ruel. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters doing this, wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. Back at you with a quick one, just a WWIII update, because it is getting interesting. Before we do, though, I forget where the scripture's at. Though it may tarry. Habakkuk 2 and 3. So let's read that before we get started. I just got 2 TikToks to play for you. Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Alright, so here we go.
War 3 news. Oh man, what the hell is going on? So the country of Yemen has declared war on Israel, saying that they're getting ready to do more attacks on Israel since Israel started their ground offensive.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. I ain't even got all the way through it. But the strange thing is that it seems as the Arab world is all coming together. Now, the interesting thing about Yemen is that they've been in a civil war since 2014. I go back and forth from these, so-called Middle Eastern countries, so I know a little bit about certain histories on certain these countries. They've been in war or civil war, and there's like 3 or 4 different parties vying for power in the country. So it's like I know ISIL is there. There's a faction, and they're Iraq backed. I think it's like Ansar al-Sharia or something like that. But AQAP, they're backed by UAE or United Arab Emirates. And then the pro-government, so those who are looking, or the anti-Houthi, it's not really important. But there's like the Houthi and then the anti-Houthi, who are the pro-government folks. They're supported by Saudi. So I think it'd be interesting to see if all of those kind of, put whatever issues they have aside and come together against the least of the flock that is going to draw them out.
Against Gaza. They said they will not stop until Israel stops their operation. Anyways, watch this.
بإطلاق دفعة كبيرة من الصواريخ البالستية والمجنحة وعدد كبير من الطائرات المسيرة على أهداف مختلفة للعدو الإسرائيلي في الأراضي المحتلة. إن القوات المسلحة اليمنية تؤكد أن هذه العملية هي العملية الثالثة نصرة لإخواننا المظلومين في فلسطين.
Yeah, it's safe to say these guys are not playing around right now. Blinken's speech also got interrupted. Netanyahu also made a comment about the ceasefire, pretty much saying that ceasefire is off the table. Listen to this.
Clear Israel's position regarding a ceasefire. Just as the United States would not agree to a ceasefire after the bombing of Pearl Harbor or after the terrorist attack of 9/11, Israel will not agree to a cessation of hostilities with Hamas after the horrific attack.
Yep, no ceasefire. Here's an aftermath after an Israeli strike on Gaza.
Okay, so Ezekiel 38 and 4, we need to go to that. You see there that nobody's backing down. Of course, these Edomites, who is the small hats over there, of course they're not backing down. They're completely in the wrong. But the pride of thine heart deceives thee, right? Ezekiel 38. Straight to the point. And I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws. And I will bring thee forth, and all thine armies and horsemen, and all of them that are clothed with all sorts of armor, even of a great company, with bucklers and shields, and all them that handling swords. So again, I speak as a man. I don't see a ceasefire, or I don't see anything like this drawing back. I believe that there will be pretty soon all these major countries going into war behind this, because again, the Lord's word will not return unto him void, and he said that this would happen.
This is wild. And we have another situation brewing up between the Philippines and China, as the Philippines told China, well, they're not going to stop them from going to the show.
I also forgot to mention, Slovakia for pausing this, that Putin has declared Israel an enemy. So now you got the bear, and in America backing Israel is the eagle. All right, and the eagle and the bear with the all-out nuclear warfare. All of this, it's on the way. And then you have the virgin daughter of Babylon, right, which is America. She's going to be sitting in the dust pretty soon. But leading up to it, you have all of these different immigrants here, or migrants here from all over the place. And Iran has already, I believe Iran said it, it's in the second TikTok that I'm going to show, has already said that this place is not exempt from attack. And in times past, nobody would have ever dared blatantly said that on American soil. But we'll get that in the next one.
China's been blocking their ships and giving them
entering into its waters. Now what
United States to a whole nother level, and said the attack on Israel could inspire attacks throughout the world. Well, their attacks on Gaza can too. I'm sorry, I'm an unbiased channel. Taiwan is preparing their bases for an EMP attack from China. Taiwan fortifies military base to withstand Chinese nuke-delivered electromagnetic pulse attack. So far, their bases have already undergone this transition, so one of their bases are already ready for an EMP attack from China, but what about the rest? So Finland is now blaming a Chinese container ship that was owned by a Russian company that fled the scene after its anchor damaged a Finland gas pipeline. Somehow communication cable.
Okay, so I really just wanted that first part. Now we can move on to the next one. And if you want to watch the rest of this, you see the it says True News Network, so you can check that out on your own.
Breaking news in the past 24 hours is yesterday, Iran warned the United States will not be spared if this war in Gaza continues. And this comes as I let you know that tensions have been escalating between the United States and Iran. There have been attacks taking place, all centered around the Israel and Hamas war. But what is very, very bold about this statement is, take a look. It actually took place at the UN in the United States. The foreign minister for Iran stood before all of the UN on American soil and told the United States, you will not be spared if this war continues. Take a look at the video footage so you can see it for yourself.
I say frankly to the American statesmen who are now managing the genocide in Palestine that we do not welcome to expansion of the war in the region. But I warn, if the genocide in Gaza continues, they will not be spared from this fire.
So let me know your thoughts. A pretty bold threat.
Okay. And that reminded me of 2nd Esdras 15. Oh, there we go. When I not 16, 15. When I read it, because the first thing that came to mind was Carmanians. And then present-day Carmania would be like the southern tip of Iran. Let's see. Where's the Carmanians? My right hand shall not spare the center. This is 22. And my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon earth. Which, the small hats fit that. The fire is gone forth from his wrath and hath consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners like the straw. And sinners like straw that is kindled. Right, so the 2/3 of people on the soils of America, or 2/3 of Jake on the soils of America, not to mention everyone else, all the other heathen, because a mass and great and terrible destruction is coming to this place and anywhere that is involved. So it says the day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Right, so at some point this is going to get so bad here on the soil of America right before the nuclear strike. And then you also have these other countries that are going to be fighting. And as they fight, Yahushua is going to return, and then they're going to stop their fighting with each other and try to fight him. And although they were scared, they yet durst fight. You can see that in 2nd Esdras as well. And you know the rest. And if you don't, go read it. Where are we at? Damn. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him. Therefore he delivereth them unto the death and destruction. That's verse 26. Let's see, 28. Behold, a horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east. When the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots and multitudes of them that shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them shall fear and tremble. Also the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. Okay, so again, I'm not tying this exactly to this very event. It's just what made me think of when Iran said this was, the Carmanians, because I looked up what it was about, and I looked up the geographical location, and you had pretty much the country of Arabia, and then that southern portion of the southern portion of present-day Iran is where the Carmanian nation was at, or the Carmanian tribe was at. So, one more. Got it ended on Isaiah. Because Babylon is tied to the state of Israel. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Why? Because no one has ever invaded this place, but that is soon to come. Take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks and make bare the legs. Uncover the thighs and pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. So you're already seeing that this place is getting exposed, and Yahushua is on his way. And when he comes, as it says, at first he was a humble and perfect lamb to the slaughter for the sacrifice of his people Israel according to the flesh. All right, now on his return, he did his job. He handled his business perfectly, wonderfully, and we can never praise him and thank him enough for it. So now that he's on his way back, that second half of prophecy is him putting a beat down on these nations, taking the crowns, and then he will be ruling over this earth. And under him, or King David and the 12 and the 144,000. But in the meantime, I pray that you are preparing your mind, preparing your heart for what's to come, living in a contrite and humble spirit, doing what you can to be pleasing unto the Lord, because how can you ask the Lord for anything if you are not under his vibration? He is not going to cover what is not his. So with that being said, I pray that you were edified. Shalom.